Live from West Virginia's capital city with news from across the state. This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law, with 13 News and Tonight Live anchor Amanda Barron and Metro News' Dave Allen.
Welcome into the 2 o'clock hour, final hour. Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Open line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. It's Metro News Midday.
Metro News Midday is presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com. Join in by calling 800-765-8255 or text 304-TALK-304. Let's go live to downtown Charleston. Here's Dave Allen.
Welcome into Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. Ryan Nichols and Stephanie Pauly, our producers today. Open line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. I want to get this in. Governor Morrissey announcing a nearly $2 million contribution from a federal matching appropriation from the governor's Civil Contingency Fund to support completion of a critical new taxiway project at North Central West Virginia Airport in Bridgeport. Total cost of the project around $5 million, now 93% complete. Final round of funding will bring the project across the finish line. Quote from the governor: "The new taxiway will connect our communities to expand air service, support economic development, and to ensure the success of the airport's new terminal." And that news, again, coming out from Governor Patrick Morrissey. Not governor yet, but he may be someday. Daniel Woods is here. How you doing, man?
That would be a scary proposition for everyone involved.
Daniel Woods as governor, chicken wings for everyone.
Exactly.
And that's it.
That's a plank in the platform.
Yeah. Was it Howard Stern, I think, that used to do the bit about how he was going to run for governor, and when he did, the first thing he was going to do was make sure all projects, highway projects, were done at night, and then he was going to resign.
That works for me. That'll do.
You're fresh off the state tournament, my friend. All right.
Yes, busy times.
Catch us up on today's action, starting at the very beginning.
So semifinal Friday, which, as we've discussed on this program already, is like Christmas for me, is 2 games down, 4 to go, 1 underway already, the third. That's going on right now. It is Wayne against Wheeling Central. We got started today with a Class AA semifinal between Bluefield and Wyoming East. That was one of the best games we've seen all week. Wyoming East wins that 56-51, so they will play in the AA championship game. They will play the winner of the game that is going on right now between Wayne and Wheeling Central, and Wheeling Central is leading that game by 17 points in the third quarter. It's 50-33. So if those results hold, it'll be Wyoming East against Wheeling Central for the Class AA. A lot of
W's in there.
A lot of W's. For the Class AA state championship game, that would be number 1 versus number 2. And that was a great game this morning. Wyoming East pulled it out late against a really talented Bluefield team. Kent McBride is the head coach at Wyoming East. He won a championship there as a player in 2002, is now back at his alma mater as the head coach, trying to win a championship this year as well. So a really cool storyline going into tomorrow. Our second game of the day was Class AAA semifinal as well. Chapmanville beats Winfield 72-47, and Chapmanville goes to the Class AAA state championship game. Really impressive performance from Chapmanville, maybe one of the most complete games that I've seen from any team all year. And then Winfield, of course, has been such a big story throughout the year with Ty Lockery. This is incredible, man. He was able to check into the game Wednesday against Ripley, got up around 4 in the morning to go to Cincinnati for chemotherapy yesterday, and then played the last 2.5 minutes of the game today against Chapmanville. It's absolutely incredible. So a win on the court for Chapmanville, a win in life for Winfield, because that's just amazing. So Chapmanville is going to play for the championship. They will play the winner of tonight's game between North Marion and Bridgeport.
And I mean, like you said, this Chapmanville regional team is good. They are really, really good.
I think if you're talking pound for pound between all 4 classes, if this was like Kentucky or Indiana, where there's one class, everybody just plays one tournament for the state championship, I think Chapmanville would be right there at the end. I don't know if they would win the whole thing. I don't know if they would make the championship game, but I wouldn't bet against them doing that. Regardless of class, that is one of the very best teams the state has.
And one of the games still to come today?
Still to come today, we've got, as I mentioned, the AAA semifinal to decide who plays Chapmanville.
Yeah.
That's at 7:15 tonight. Bridgeport against North Marion. Those are a couple conference rivals. That'll be a fun game. And then that is sandwiched between our Quad A semifinals, which is I'm going to do this, and I'm just going to get it out.
This is one of my favorite parts, by the way, guys. You need to watch him do this.
It is the George Washington Patriots from Charleston against the Washington Patriots from Charlestown. They are playing in the semifinals. Second week in a row that we've done that because their girls' teams played in the state tournament last week. But it is George Washington against Washington. That's at 5:30. Should be a great game. George Washington's the number 1 seed. They barely escaped an upset yesterday against Huntington.
That was a little closer than what a lot of people thought it was.
61-60 in a 1-8 game is not something you see all that often in the state tournament. Noah Lewis set the record for the most points in a quad A game for George Washington. He scored 37. And then tonight, the winner of Morgantown and Spring Mills will play the winner of that game. And Morgantown and Spring Mills has turned into a really fun rivalry the last couple of years with 2 really good programs. And
we do want to remind folks that all 4 championship games can be viewed on Metro News Television tomorrow. Of course, we'll have them all on radio and on the website, but we want to make sure people download the Metro News Television app so that way they can watch all 4 championship games coming up tomorrow. Then, I know it's a sad time for you, although you're a sports nut, but you love basketball, and that'll bring it to a close in what's been a fantastic season for the girls and the boys.
It's been phenomenal. I mean, we had a great girls tournament last week, a ton of great games. We've had a lot of great games this week, and I mean, it's going to come down to some really fun semifinals tonight, I think, and then great championship games tomorrow because the matchups we're getting this evening are really, really competitive. What we get tomorrow, we don't know yet, but either way, it's going to be really good basketball all around.
Indeed, it is. We'll turn away from high school basketball just for a moment to talk about the WVU Women's, and we just got the word because that the game is sold out now because the other schools had allotment of tickets, and there was no guarantee that they were going to mail a lot back because all of the schools that are coming to Morgantown, the other schools, they're all easily within driving distance. So we didn't know whether Miami or James Madison
and Kentucky
and Kentucky, whether they were going to send tickets back. Turns out that they did send some back, but the game is sold out tomorrow. What an exciting weekend it's going to be in Morgantown.
And I'm going to be there covering it for WVMetroNews.com. So if you like the sound of my voice, I hope you like my written word because that is what you're going to get tomorrow. But looking forward to that. Should be a ton of fun. Expecting big crowds for both games simply because WVU has made it very clear the majority of the seats are general admission. So if you want a particular seat, you're probably going to need to get there during the Kentucky-James Madison game at 2:30. Then WVU and Miami of Ohio play at 5. So I would figure it's going to be a really good crowd for game 1, and then there's going to be people hanging from the rafters for game 2 because WVU fans have responded so well to this. Miami is not that far away. I'd imagine we're going to get some Red Hawks fans in the building. But it's going to be.
And Kentucky will travel well.
Oh,
and they're a good team.
They are a number 5 seed, and then James Madison is Harrisonburg. That's not a terrible drive either. So this is going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of basketball fans in Morgantown, and I'm really looking forward to it.
And, of course, we talked to Mike Nolte on the show yesterday about in the University City tomorrow, everything that's happening in about a 2-mile radius, if even that.
It's wild, all the things that are happening. WVU baseball's got a home series. They just had the first pitch of their game today against BYU about 15 minutes ago, and they'll have game 3 of that series tomorrow afternoon. There's a track meet going on out at Milan Park. I think there's baseball games going on at Milan Park, too. High school baseball season started last night, by the way. Yeah. Let's talk about that for a second. And then there's just always stuff going on in Morgantown. Thankfully, I mean, not thankfully, because you're going to have people coming back into the city, but this past week was spring break for WVU, so on-campus traffic's going to be a little bit better because there's going to be students that aren't back yet. But yeah, I'm making the drive up in the morning, and I'm already planning where I'm going to bail off of I-79 if I have to.
It is good. But we laugh and joke about. I mean, there is everything I think, but a checker tournament going on in Morgantown tomorrow.
Seriously. So it's out of this world.
But it's good. It's good for Morgantown. It's great for Morgantown, and we certainly want to wish the WVU women the best luck because they have had a phenomenal season, and this following that they have gotten. I mean, this has been. I mean, Mountaineer fans are Mountaineer fans. They're gonna cheer no matter what. They're gonna show up no matter what. But they've taken it to another level with this women's team.
They have. I mean, build it and they will come. Mark Kellogg's won 25 games all 3 seasons he's been at WVU. That's unprecedented in program history. And this is just – these teams are inherently likable. Like there's players that connect with the community and connect with the fans, and they're easy to cheer for if you're a fan, I think. And people want to come out and support them. it's the same thing that we've seen with WVU baseball in the last few years, where when I was a kid, WVU was playing at Holly Field, which was out behind the Coliseum, and didn't have locker rooms, and guys were, changing in the same bathrooms that people were using that were just spectators. And
don't mind me, just taping up the ankles.
Exactly. And WVU invested in baseball, got the new stadium, brought Randy Mazey in. Now Steve Sabins has taken over. And you know what? They're one of the best northern college baseball programs in the country, and people have stepped up and come out to support it. They're getting great crowds that they've never had before for WVU baseball. We're seeing the same thing for women's basketball. Ren Baker went out, made a great hire with Mark Kellogg. Mark Kellogg has come in, has brought good players into the program, has support from the university, and it's leading to success on the court. And you're successful in the court, people are going to start showing up, and they care.
All right. Let's switch gears and go to the NCAA basketball tournament, which got underway last night. I'm not really a big bracket guy myself. Sure. I know a lot of people that are. Brackets, a few of them got a little, not busted, but a few of them got badly dented yesterday.
I was going to say there was only one top 5 seed that lost yesterday, but there were 6 upsets if you go by the seeding. Mm-hmm. The big one is High Point beating Wisconsin. That's a number 12 over a number 5, 83-82. Here's a stat for you. Chase Johnston is an incredible three-point shooter for High Point, to the degree that is, until yesterday, all he had done all season. He had not attempted a 2-point shot the whole year. I don't even know how you do that. But this is a guy that plays a lot for High Point. Had not attempted a 2-point shot all year.
Did somebody explain to him that you can shoot the ball, that you can go closer to the basket? Or did he think that's where you cut it off?
But you know what? His first 2-point shot of the year was a fast break layup with 11.7 seconds left that gave them the lead for good. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those March Madness Cinderella moments that
we
is so
played
cool.
the audio a little bit earlier.
Oh, did you get the student radio guys?
Yeah.
Oh, that was incredible.
Yeah, we actually played that last hour for the folks, and what enthusiasm! There's nothing. You did college radio. I did college radio. Our producer Stephanie, I know, did college radio as well. There's nothing quite like it.
There isn't. I mean, if I was a 20-year-old kid and I was calling that game, I would have been the same way. I would have been beside myself. But that's the biggest upset so far. VCU beat North Carolina in overtime. Took down a 19-point second-half deficit, beat them by 4. Texas came out of the first 4, had to play their way into the round of 64. They beat BYU. Texas A&M as a number 10 seed beats St. Mary's pretty handily, and then 2 9 seeds beat 8 seeds, TCU over Ohio State, St. Louis over Georgia. So 6 lower-seeded teams picking up wins on the first day of the tournament. It's not the most chaotic Thursday I've seen, but it's up there.
All right. What's your marquee matchups over the weekend? I mean, they're all marquee because it's the NCAA tournament, but there's a couple that really, really stick out to you.
Right. So some of it we're not going to know until the end of today, obviously. Louisville and Michigan State is a 3-6 that I think is going to be a lot of fun. Louisville barely escaped against South Florida. But Polka's Isaac McNeely was there. He had 7 3-pointers, had 23 points. And that's the big game tomorrow for me, along with Vanderbilt against Nebraska. And then we'll see how today shakes out as far as Sunday's games go. Not a lot of surprises yet today. Akron's been a big upset pick against Texas Tech in the first round. That's a 5-point game with about 10 minutes left right now. Santa Clara and Kentucky just went to overtime. That's 73-all. Santa Clara is a 10 seed. Kentucky's a 7. It's a down year for Kentucky, and Santa Clara is a really good mid-major. So maybe if you haven't been paying attention this season, that might sound really shocking that they're in overtime, but it's a 7-10. That one could bounce either way. And then as far as the other games underway, Arizona is up big on Hofstra. Virginia and Wright State are really neck and neck still in the first half of that game. So a lot of basketball left to be played today. We'll see what Sunday looks like, but a couple of interesting ones coming tomorrow.
Yeah, I wondered why I hadn't seen Brian Hughes in a while. He's rocking his Texas Tech. He's an alum of Texas Tech, and he shows up.
I was going to say he made sure everyone was aware. That it was game day.
Yeah, he had the Texas Tech jersey on. All right, just for fun, if you'll hang out with me 1 second.
Sure thing.
I want to play this again. Okay.
Yeah.
Here.
9 seconds. Boyd wants it inside. Drive. 6 seconds. Block. Now Boyd, they launch down court. Anderson gets it. Throw on the glass slipper. It's a Cinderella story in Portland, Oregon. For the first time in program history. High Point breaks through. We will see you in the round of 32.
It sounds to me, as somebody who's very much a geek when it comes to old school broadcasters, that sounds to me like it could have come from like 1958 or something.
Well,
you know?
he started into "We will see you in the round of 32," and I thought he was going for Jack Buck. "We will see you tomorrow night." And then I thought to myself, wait a minute, they're not going to play tomorrow night. But yeah, that was really cool. And my biggest moment as a student broadcaster was WVU men's soccer winning an NCAA tournament match on penalty kicks. I was in no way as prepared for that as that guy was. That was really cool.
Good stuff there. All right, let's quickly review back to the state tournament before we leave.
Sure.
You have more games you have to do tonight?
I am off the clock.
Okay.
As far as
you're just
go.
hanging out with me.
Yeah, just about. That's what I do anyway.
Okay. All right. So the games tonight again.
Okay. So Quad A semifinals are at 5:30 and 9. We start with Washington against George Washington.
I just want to hear you do it again.
Yeah, that's number 1 versus number 4. George Washington Patriots from Charleston against the Washington Patriots from Charlestown. And then the other Quad A semifinal is tonight at 9, Morgantown against Spring Mills. That is a rematch of the state championship game from 2 years ago. And then in between that, we get North Marion against Bridgeport. That's a AAA semifinal. The winner of that plays Chapmanville for the state title.
All right, Daniel, appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot. Have a safe trip and more up to Morgantown, and enjoy. And the weather's looking pretty good. Brian Hughes tells me weather's going to be great in Morgantown with all these activities going on up there. Best of luck to the WVU women.
Thank you. Looking forward to it.
All right, we will take a break. It is 2:23, and we'll come back after this. Stay with us.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. Take your pick from our massive selection. Now up to $5,500 off select new Acadias and 3.9% for 60 months. The great deals continue with our large selection of quality pre-owned vehicles. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the road.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
It all comes down to this in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Boys High School Basketball State Championships presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 21st. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment. Live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at WVMetroNewsTV.com to get in the action.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. It makes you feel defeated. I'm just gonna be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not gonna be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
Download Metro News Television on your iPhone or Android. Search Metro News Television in your app store. Create an account today to get alerts and watch all live and archived content. Download now.
Touchdown! 227, a Friday edition Metro News Midday powered by Salango Law. Visit salangolaw.com. We'll get to Open Line West Virginia coming up at the bottom of the hour. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number, 1-800-765-8255, or you can text 304-TALK 304. Got a bunch of texts to get to. We'll get to as many of those as possible on Open Line West Virginia, or you can call me as well. Parents, grandparents, you got a kid who's a junior in high school or know someone that does, this is for you. Opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan, room, board, tuition, and fees. 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program, presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. Deadline to enter, though, May 3rd. Go to WVMetroNews.com, WVMetroNews.com to apply. And, again, the application deadline is May 3rd, and it is all brought to you by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. I just can't – Daniel and I were talking off the air, man. I just can't get enough of that clip of the students from the radio station, the student radio station at High Point after that victory last night. I mean, that is very unprofessional, but still dang good, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Just the enthusiasm in those guys' voices on their home team. Like, it's a student radio station. That makes it even better, in my opinion. But it did, to me, sound like something that you would have heard the iconic calls in the world of sports over the years. I mean, you think about Al Michaels and, his classic from the Winter Olympics in 1980, "Do You Believe in Miracles?" Yes. Was it Jack Buck? I don't believe what I just saw. I do not believe what I just saw. It's just one of those things that it just makes sports fun, and that's one of the things that makes the NCAA tournament so popular every year, because in no other, and I'm not the biggest basketball fan in the world, but in no other sport can you say a school, and every year there's a couple of those teams, that you think, well, where are they? People have to look them up on a map and say, where is it? You don't see that in college football for sure. And it's just good stuff. I mean, that's why the NCAA tournament is as popular as what it is. Plus, you get people involved that aren't even normally basketball fans with the brackets, and they have their different ways of filling it out. I talked earlier in the show about a former coworker of mine who won our bracket tournament several years ago at a radio station where I was, because she picked the color of the uniforms. Back before everybody had 28 different uniforms, they just had one or two, and she went by the uniforms, and she won the whole thing. Open Line West Virginia is coming up. It is coming up on 2:30. We'll take a break and be back after this. And now we'll go to the Metro News Anchor Desk for a check of local news. You're listening to Midday on Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
West Virginia Metro News. I'm Chris Lawrence. Going to be a busy weekend in the University City with NCAA games and more.
The Morgantown area will grow by as many as 20,000 with the plethora of events in the community this weekend. Now, Mont County Sheriff Todd Forbes urges Hope Coliseum traffic to use I-68 and Milan Park traffic to use I-79.
What we're really concerned about is how far the traffic is going to get backed up on the interstate. We've been having a lot of problems on the interstate with all the construction and stuff anyway.
Motorists are advised to watch for police directing traffic in intersections this weekend. I'm Mike Knowlting for WVMetroNews.com.
Across the nation, TSA lines are slow and people are growing frustrated. The Department of Homeland Security remains unfunded due to the dispute in Congress over ICE action. And with no paycheck, more and more TSA agents are calling in sick because they need to find jobs to pay the bills. It's thrown airports into chaos nationally, but not at Charleston's West Virginia International Yeager Airport.
We are fortunate that we have not seen any disruptions at all here at CRW. And like I said, we have some of the best TSA agents in the country.
That's Paige Withrow. The airport is taking food donations for those TSA workers. West Virginia State University announcing its annual Day of Giving this week raised $1.1 million, more than doubling their goal. You're listening to Metro News for 40 years, the voice of West Virginia.
Come on, Liam, let's go. Get open. Come on, go for it. Wake up, Liam. Oh, come on, use your head. Gotta want it. Dominate.
There he goes again. Liam's dad yelling from the stands, trying to relive his glory days.
I know. We're just trying to have fun out here and play with our friends. Like, it's not that deep.
He seriously needs to get a grip.
Does he really think he's helping Liam play better?
I feel bad for Liam. I know he's embarrassed his dad ruins every game like this. I mean, I would be too.
Someone needs to tell him this isn't about him.
Yeah, stop trying to coach from the stands and just cheer.
That's what Liam wants.
That's what we all want.
Be your student's biggest fan, not their biggest critic. This message presented by the WVSSAC and the West Virginia Athletic Directors Association.
At the Boys State High School basketball tournament today, Wyoming East punched its ticket to the finals with a 56-51 victory over Bluefield. The Warriors will now meet the winner of the Wayne versus Wheeling Central matchup, which is being played on the floor of the Charleston Coliseum right now. Class AAA, Chapmanville is on to the finals. They beat Winfield today 72-47. You can catch coverage of all the games on Metro News and at WVMetroNews.com. From the Metro News Anchor Desk, I'm Chris Lawrence.
Being blind doesn't always look how others may think.
Retinitis pigmentosa aimed to overwhelm my family.
It tried to cut me down. I know where to find support and where I can be seen.
Innovative research, educational resources, supportive community. The Foundation Fighting Blindness is leading the charge in finding treatments and cures for blinding diseases. Learn more at fightingblindness.org. A public service message from the Foundation Fighting Blindness.
This is Metro News Midday, presented by Salango Law. SalangoLaw.com.
Welcome back to the show. 26 minutes away from 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon. Metro News Midday, powered by Salango Law. Visit SalangoLaw.com. Open line, West Virginia, 1-800-765-TALK, 1-800-765-8255, or text 304-TALK-304. Metro News Midday, heard all over the great state of West Virginia. Great radio stations like WJLS in Beckley. Our flagship here in Charleston, WCHS, WKMZ Clarksburg, WD&E in Elkins, WKLP Kaiser, WVW Logan, WEPM Martinsburg, WAJR in Morgantown, WSLW White Sulphur Springs, and WKKX and WVLY in Wheeling. A little broadcasting note here, and I don't know if this is of interest to anybody other than me and some other radio geeks. CBS Radio announcing earlier today that they are ceasing operations. They sent out a letter, and the trade publications had actually kind of picked this up a little bit early. I guess somebody leaked it, but they sent out a letter. Well, I say letter, more than likely an email, to all of their affiliate stations that CBS Radio will discontinue all operations effective May 22nd. And again, you may be thinking, well, what does that actually mean? Well, at one time, and some of us old radio guys, were talking earlier upstairs about it used to be back in the day, every radio station carried some sort of a top-of-the-hour news. It was CBS, it was ABC, it was UPI, there's so many at the time. And most of our stations still carry top-of-the-hour news, especially the news talk and sports stations do. But it's just seeing these go away. And CBS News, this station, the flagship station here in Charleston, WCHS, was an affiliate for, decades and decades and decades. Like 70 years, we were an affiliate before the change was made a couple of years ago. And the radio station where I worked in Logan was an ABC affiliate for years and then switched to to CBS. And then sometime after I left, they went back to ABC, I understand. But it's just always, it's always just sad to me when that happens. And again, the older I get, the more it bothers me. And you never want to see people lose their jobs. But I don't know. It's just like another one of those pillars. Seems like it's gone away with the ceasing of operations of CBS Radio News. Not expected to affect the television division or the online platforms, but I don't know. I read that story in one of the trade publications earlier, and I was just like, wow, it's another one that goes away. But we're still here. Let's get to some texts. Text says, Dave, I am so thankful for the countries that are stepping up and helping Cuba with food, medicine, and fuel. Trump needs to stay out of other countries' business. He is the one that needs to go. Text says, Dave, did you see where Trump is blaming Biden and Obama for the problems in Iran? In the same post, he said, we've been fighting them for 47 years. Hello, Biden and Obama weren't around then. He is insane. Says I saw somebody actually sent me that, and it was a post on Truth Social, and the president, no, I'm not a Truth Social guy, but from what I have seen, it does appear to be legit that he talked about the problems in Iran and blamed Barack Hussein Obama, his words, and Joe Biden, and said they created this problem that we've been fighting for 47 years. Okay, well, the math don't math on that. Text says, Dave, independents and Democrats call for a freeze on a gas tax until this mess with Iran is over. Text says, I got a bunch to get to. Text says, Shelley Capito on the radio line as usual about immigration of the Biden administration to promote Trump's SAVE Act. Capito said 10 million people illegally entered the U.S. under Biden. Well, technically, those were the number of encounters with people. Some of them were with the same person multiple times. Some were at the border where the people were turned back. Also, Biden deported 4.2 million people in his 4 years. So, as usual, Capito is lying and representing data falsely. I would have to appreciate the text. I would have to go back and do a little research on that myself. Text says, thank goodness for Senator Eric Tarr. I may not always agree with him, but he's about the only thing saving us from the loons on the far right. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Text said, all these people complaining about President Trump, do you really think we were better off under Sleepy Joe or how we would have been under Kamala Harris? Text says, thousands of troops being sent to the Middle East, a Republican war philosophy of fighting to win, not half measures. Looks like boots will be in Iran soon. Hope these people have made peace with dying for the Epstein class and a pedophile president, says a texter. Text says, I love all this Republican winning. High gas prices, new wars, all great. I think that little sarcasm there. Text says, can't believe Chuck Norris died. I thought he was immortal. Yeah, he's just one of those people. And again, I wasn't the biggest Chuck Norris fan in the world, but he was just such an iconic figure. And I guess in the sense like this would be, you don't want to promote or, people dying or whatever. But I would have to say that I guess we don't have a lot of those icons left anymore. And maybe the younger generation will put some forth. I haven't seen any, but maybe they will. But I guess, I think Clint Eastwood's going to be the last one standing. Well, and Keith Richards, but, he's 180. And you can't kill Keith Richards. He'll live forever. But I guess Eastwood would probably be one of the last of the iconic characters. We talked about that earlier in the year. Oh, actually, it would have been last year, I guess, when one of those characters that you just think is going to be around forever. And Chuck Norris was certainly one of those. And they're showing a clip now on News Nation of his cameo scene he did in Dodgeball, which TJ actually brought that up when I was on with the Talkline boys earlier. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Text says Trump is the great uniter by sending troops into Iran. He's going to unite the Shia and Sunni extremists who are typically enemies They'll flock to Iran to fight against the U.S. and Israel. So much for campaigning on no new wars, reducing inflation, and lowering gas prices. Text said, it's the first day of spring that requires that you drink beer. All right. You do you. And that sounds pretty good. Text says, weird how Republicans will fight tooth and nail to defend sexual predators, yet they're completely silent on Cesar Chavez's name getting removed from everything. I wonder if it's because he was a brown-skinned Spanish speaker or that he was a unionist. Probably both, says a texter. Text says, you got to laugh when Trump calls NATO members cowards after threatening the invasion of annexation of and increasing tariffs on fellow NATO members. Trump's a clown, says a texter. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. It is about 18 minutes away from 3 o'clock, and we'll take a break and come back after this.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just gonna be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not gonna be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
It all comes down to this in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Boys High School Basketball State Championships presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 21st. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment. Live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at WVMetroNewsTV.com to get in the action.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. And they're all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
Leading the efforts to build a stronger West Virginia, the High Technology Foundation has a proven plan to strengthen and diversify our state's economy. The I-79 Technology Park's high-capacity infrastructure continues to attract advanced federal operations that are driving economic growth. This keeps our young, educated residents in the state and brings West Virginians home. The High Technology Foundation, building a stronger West Virginia. Learn more today at WVHTF.org.
On the next State of Minds. I came here to Morgantown, the WVU. I wanted to play football. Tried to walk on, but I was humbled very quickly. So I joined the WVU forestry team. What my father taught me was the importance of hard work and the importance of sweat equity.
It all comes down to this in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Boys High School Basketball State Championships presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 21st. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment. Live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at WVMetroNewsTV.com to get in the action.
Today.
Welcome back to the show. 14 away from 3. First day of spring. It is officially here. It hit during the 10 o'clock hour. It is sprang, as we would say in southern West Virginia. Well, 1-800-765-TALK. That is the phone number. It is Open Line West Virginia. That's how you reach me, or you can text me at that number. Text this number, 304-TALK-304. Text says, did I hear right? Donations for TSA workers. They make $80,000 a year. Get real, man, says the texter. Text says, yes, Biden was a better president, and Harris would have been better than Trump. Text says, Dave, quit burdening the power grid and turn off your TV. Waylon and Grady will understand. Thanks in advance. Waylon and Grady, for those who don't know, those are my cats. And any time that Brad McElhenney's on the show, he always gives a shout out to Waylon and Grady by saying, oh, hello to Waylon and Grady. Brad McElhenney impersonation. Well, you know, I do have 2 cats. My wife and I do have 2 cats that like to watch TV. They like to have certain things. I will tell you they're probably not watching now, but I will tell you that I guess about a year or so ago, my wife has this old laptop that she didn't use anymore, and she put it in the floor in her living room and plugged it up and goes to YouTube and finds these loops of animals. And Waylon and Grady will sit and watch. I mean, I complain all the time about how folks are so addicted to their screens, especially younger people. And what do? I take my 2 cats, which are basically our kids, and I put them in front of a screen. And they sit and they watch videos like all day. So, hey, look, you may not think that's a cool story, but I have to listen to stories about kids all the time. So if I listen to your kid's story, you can listen to my cat stories. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Text says, if you want peace, you must prepare for war. If you want more, you must prepare for peace. I think that's actually war they meant. Biden and Obama downsized their military and prepared for peace. Those actions are what have led us into this war. Those actions gave Iran the ability to start building up and working towards a nuclear bomb. It's the actions of liberal Democrats that have led us into this war, says a texter. Texas, happy anniversary to you and Amanda. Really enjoyed listening to the show last year. Thank you very much. March 24th. That will be, it's Tuesday, I guess, will be the 1-year anniversary of the experiment. Text says, another beautiful day in West Virginia. Another day of roads not getting fixed. Text says, of course, Morgantown, West Virginia can handle it. We're the best. Text says, congratulations, even though they lost to the Winfield Generals on a great season. It was a great season. I mean, look, every team in the high school basketball tournament, in my opinion, should get recognition for being there because it's tough to make it to the tournament. You have some teams that do it every year. You have some teams do it every few years. I know Riverside made an appearance for the first time since 2002. The Wayne Pioneers there for the first time ever. Boys and girls. Congratulations to all the teams. Text says, so Trump is now making jokes about Pearl Harbor. He is disgusting and vile. We were having a discussion about the comments that President Trump made about Pearl Harbor. And he was talking about basically, I don't have him in front of me, but he's basically talking about surprising. And he said like something to the effect of the Japanese knew something about surprising. They had said, I guess, that they were surprised by our actions in Iran. And then, you know, President Trump turns around and says, well, you know, basically you could have told us about Pearl Harbor. That's what he said. I am going to go on record as saying I was not offended by the comments. I actually thought it was funny. I did. And, but as someone in our office, which were all the big debates or all the big discussions go on, said, well, it may be funny if someone else said it, but not when the president of the United States says it. And there is something to be said for that, I will say. I have said before, I just want a normal president. And we didn't have it under Joe Biden. And we don't have it under Donald Trump. I would prefer to have someone normal. As I saw a bumper sticker that said, anyone normal next election cycle. I'll take it. That's me. 1-800-765-TALK is the phone number. Text 304-TALK-304. Text says, I really wish people would stop whining about Rayleigh's Law. We all love kids, but it was a bad bill. Period. Text says, so management make you have News Nation on the studio. You mentioned so much, it's probably a pay-to-play ad. No. No matter of fact, when Weekly comes in here in about 5-10 minutes, first thing he'll do is change the channel to NCAA tournament action or CNBC. That's what he normally does. Or if there's a golf tournament going on somewhere, that's what he'll do. No, I am the one that kind of started the News Nation thing in our studio here in Charleston simply because I happen to like News Nation because I find them to be very, very fair, very balanced. I mean, and basically, it's not like I'm watching TV. I got it on mute anyway, so all I see are the headlines, But I'm a fan. I am a fan. But no one makes us watch anything on television in here. We do whatever we want. Text says, I'm enjoying the fish segments on Friday. I had no idea fish was that popular. Well, and I said this story before, and this was Amanda's idea that during the Lenten season, because so many areas, so many restaurants do fish specials because some people give up meat, at that time. And so we focused on not only restaurants, but actually the majority of them have not been restaurants. Last week's was a restaurant. But this week we featured a fish fry that happens down in White Sulphur Springs every Friday night during the Lenten season. I did not know that either. And as I said, as somebody in White Sulphur Springs, of course, is southern West Virginia, but as somebody who grew up in southern West Virginia, as in more of the coal fields in Logan County, I never knew this was a thing at all. I was going to say something, but I don't know whether I should say it or not. I don't know that. No, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. I'll get in trouble. Text says, R.I.P. Chuck Norris, a great American. Oh, well, at least we have Trump. And that was satire, Dave, says the texter. Text says, George W. Bush, miss me yet? Text says, normal. There is no normal. Text says, people need to stop being so butthurt over everything. There was nothing wrong with what Trump said. Text says, watching these Republicans in the legislature eating each other alive is entertaining. Keep it up, guys. With that, at 2:53, we'll take a break and wrap it up after this.
At Glenville State University, we are pioneers. With over 45 undergraduate degree programs, 17 NCAA athletic teams, and countless campus organizations and activities, we're here to help you build your story while becoming a part of ours. Glenville State University, your dream, your future, your story. Visit glenville.edu today for more information.
If you have a child who's a junior in high school in West Virginia or know someone that does, please listen up. Here's your opportunity to win a full scholarship from West Virginia Wesleyan College that includes room, board, tuition, and fees. The 19th Annual West Virginia Scholar Program is presented by ZMM Architects and Engineers and the West Virginia Farm Bureau. The deadline is May 3rd. For details, go to WVMetroNews.com to apply. That's WVMetroNews.com. Remember, application deadline is May 3rd.
We'll be right back. This is Metro News Midday. Metro News, the voice of West Virginia.
Sunshine, open roads, and a new Toyota from Dan Cava Toyota World. Lease an all-new Camry for as low as $398 a month. All new Tundras now up to $8,000 off. All new Tacomas now up to $4,500 off or lease as low as $399 a month. $7,500 off the new BZ or 0% financing for 72 months. We've got a Toyota for you at Dan Cava Toyota World in Fairmont. Shop the world.
We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you. We've got it down to a science, an absolute state of art. We do it all, restoration, cleaning, and reconstruction. When disaster strikes, just pick up the phone. We're Panhandle Cleaning and Restoration, and we're gonna save you.
You own a boat because you love spending time on the water. Choose the outboard that allows you to make the most of it. Honda Marine's legendary reliability, ease of maintenance, and powerful performance keep you going strong. and are all backed by the peace of mind protection of the industry's best limited warranty. Visit your Honda Marine dealer today and find out why it's more than an engine. It's your time on the water.
When I was heavy, being on my feet all day seemed like torture. Makes you feel defeated. I'm just going to be like this for the rest of my life. But then I thought, I'm done acting like that. I'm not going to be like that anymore. Bariatric surgery at WVU Medicine helped me lose 265 pounds. It's always been my goal to have my own place. I want everyone to feel welcome here. I would never have been able to do all these things before without WVU Medicine.
Longer days, warmer drives, and better deals at Dan Cava GMC. Hit the road in one of our new luxury GMC Acadias. All this and more at Dan Cava GMC in Bridgeport. Shop the world.
You want to know what West Virginia is talking about?
It's good to be back in Morgantown today.
Now it's different.
I think it's mostly just business.
What I voted for and what I think makes the most sense.
Well, Dave, this has been a bit of a controversy.
I want to thank the caller last week that said I sounded like Hoppy Kirschville. That was flattering.
Join Dave Wilson and TJ Meadows Monday through Friday for Talkline on Metro News Television. It all comes down to this in Charleston. The 2026 West Virginia Boys High School Basketball State Championships presented by Chick-fil-A. Saturday, March 21st. Every possession, every roar of the crowd, every championship moment. Live on Metro News Television, powered by GoMart. Watch on mobile, Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, LG TV, and select Samsung Smart TVs. Details at WVMetroNewsTV.com to get in the action.
Food is not just food. It's energy, health, confidence, hope, and even love. Yes, love.
Thank you!
Learn more about how No Kid Hungry is helping end child hunger in America at helpnokidhungry.org.
Welcome back to the show. I'm trying to knock out a couple of these texts. Text says, when did history become uncomfortable? No one in the U.S. thought Pearl Harbor was comfortable, says a texter. Text says, what Trump said wasn't even funny. Those people weren't alive when that happened, and the U.S. was enemies with Japan, so of course they'd surprise us, says a texter. Text says, Google the definition of meat. Fish is meat, says the texter. Mr. Weekly is here. How you doing? It'd help if I turn your microphone on.
Google the definition of meat.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what they say.
I like that. That's kind of good.
So, with this treatment that I'm undergoing here, not to be a buzzkill, but they said one of the things that I would undergo would be hot flashes. Okay, male menopause. Basically.
Have you had any?
No, but I'd like to have some right now because, as my buddy Ricky Morton would say, it's cold enough to hang meat in here. It's cold in here.
Is it?
Yes. It's cold in here.
What is the temperature? I have to take a look.
It's cold.
The lords of the production booth control the temperature, man. I don't have anything to do. I don't have anything to do with it.
I never touch it. I can adapt, but it's cold in here.
I just put on more layers and just don't talk about it.
The old school way of doing things was they used to keep the studio temperature extremely cold because it kept you alert. That's the old radio guys.
The Letterman thing, right?
Yeah.
Letterman were very cold.
All right. That guy and the crew coming up with Hotline at many of these same Metro News stations. I will see you Monday. Till then, have fun and love somebody.